What's up, everyone? So we're here at Hitch Fit Gym. We just got done shooting Vijay here. Gonna kind of take him back to day one. He came in at, how tall are you, Vijay?
I'm 5'4".
5'4". How old are you?
I'm 25.
25. So he came in at 124.4 pounds at 15% body fat. He was holding about 105 pounds of muscle, 31.5 inch around his belly button, and holding about 19 pounds of fat. Today he walked in at 122.4 at 9.94% body fat, gained 5 pounds of muscle, dropped 3.5 inches off his stomach, and over 6 pounds of fat gone. So here's your pictures from day one. You're smiling, which is rare for before pictures, but
yikes.
But bring us back to day one. How are you feeling? And you know, just get us back into that mood.
You know, day one, I didn't have a proper workout regimen, and you know, I ate everything I wanted to eat, and all I did really was work, come home, eat, or go out to happy hour, hang out with my friends, and then go to bed. Very rarely I'd fit in a Pilates class or I'd fit a yoga class in. And you know, honestly, as you know, I grew up in boarding schools, and I didn't get to spend a whole lot of time with my parents, and I see them on a periodic basis.
Sure.
And as I get older, and logically as my parents get older as well, every time I did see them, they were getting older and weaker. I love you, Mom and Dad, but you know, they didn't have a proper health maintenance regimen, which included strength training, and especially at their age, the ability to keep up their bone mass. Sure. Through weight training and muscle mass and the proper diet, etc. So I emailed you after seeing a bunch of people on Facebook giving some feedback and also checking out your website. I emailed you to find out how I could just kind of get a jump start. And I mean, when I came to you, it was kind of carte blanche. Yeah. Like, you know, there was no real established protocol for working out or anything. I didn't carry a lot of fat. I don't think that I was an incredibly overweight person or completely out of shape person. Sure. But in all honesty, it was, as I'm sure you know, my very first session. I almost passed out on this office floor. It was a big wake up call. Yeah. That I was not in the shape that I needed to be in, especially for the long haul.
Awesome. So what changes during the transformation did you make? Were there any struggles? Were things pretty easy and to the point?
You know, it was very intuitively easy. I mean, from like if you were to read the instructions or just listen to you, it was. But to actually make the lifestyle change and actually change the concept of how I looked at food and getting a better understanding of the nutrition, the education that you provided on what was going into my body, what it does, and then in addition to that, how working out and how I process those over the long haul, you know, what the impact of you know, everyday simple things like, am I going to eat that bag of M&Ms while I'm on this conference call, or you know, am I going to have something a little bit healthier like apples, or you know, one of my favorite snacks from you are the celery and the natural peanut butter idea.
So you traveled a lot during our transformation. Yes. We never had like just a 12-week period where he was in, week out. I traveled a little bit there too, and so we had some inconsistency with the fact that we had to travel. So how did you get around with that? Because a lot of people are like, you know, I travel a lot. It's much harder to do things on the road. How did you balance everything out?
Well, it was very difficult, and especially in my line of work, a lot of times I'm, you know, in a different city and working 12-hour shifts in a hospital, so it's very difficult for any of you guys who know what hospital cafeteria food is like. It's not exactly health food, ironically. And so being able to, you know, prepare in advance to eat the right types of food, finding healthy foods that I liked, and then just really taking the dedication to find the time to put in a little bit of a workout. Honestly, you know, anytime somebody's traveling and you are working those long shifts, it's going to be very difficult. But I mean, it kind of was, you know, just pulling myself up by my own shoestrings or whatever that statement is, and just really going for it and trying to get in. I mean, even if it was half an hour here and there, but just, you know, putting the time in.
Awesome. So a lot of people think you got to work out enormous amounts of hours to look a certain way. How much on average were you working out weekly?
To be very honest, I only started really doing the every single day workouts, towards the second half of my time with you. But in the beginning, I really was, our workouts were so intense,
You'd be tired for days.
I'd be tired for a couple days. So I would do a little bit of a lighter, workout in between, but then I would focus on just...
But you weren't working out 4 hours a day type stuff.
Definitely.
No.
At most.
Maybe an hour a day.
At most an hour a day.
Yeah, so you can still get phenomenal results without working out, 4 hours a day type deal, as long as you control your food and you're making the right choices outside. So with your age at 24, 25 years old, that age group, it's really tough because you have a lot of your peers and your friends are wanting to go out, they want to drink, they want to party. How did you kind of, still balance out your friendships and whatnot, but with the new lifestyle that you've learned?
Yep, prior to my first session with you, I had no idea about the impact. I knew that it was high in calories, but I didn't realize the impact that alcohol had on your body replenishing muscle cells, etc. There's a whole science behind it, guys. And did I cut alcohol out completely? No, I didn't. But with the education that I got, it helped me moderate the intake of alcohol. And over the time that I was working out with you, it just kind of stopped being a part of my lifestyle to drink as much. Like right now, maybe once a week, I'll have a drink, a cocktail, and really enjoy it in the social perspective, but not,
not getting wasted.
Not getting wasted.
Yeah,
exactly. And not that I was a binge drinker or anything, but I definitely, every weekend, you guys know how it is. Every weekend, you go out, have beers, have drinks, have vodka gimlets if you're me. It just, once you start working hard and seeing the results, the trade-off is not worth it anymore. And you want to have that water, and you want to be able to be healthy and have a clear head in the morning, and not be bogged down by too much of an alcohol intake.
I think regardless of what age group you're in or whatnot, you still need to find a balance in what you're doing. Some people, as they get older, they start indulging in more food, and maybe it's not so much alcohol, but it's more going out with friends more often and overeating and whatnot. So I think regardless of what age group you're in, you just need to find a balance with the foods that you're eating, the workouts, and still enjoy your life and wake up every day happy. So from here on, what do you have planned for yourself? Because we're done with the transformation here, and obviously we'll keep in touch.
Yes.
And post your pictures, and you'll get mad response. But
well, the biggest thing, and I've said this to many of my friends, the biggest thing I take away from this is the overall, drive that I have now for maintaining my fitness, for going and working out. It excites me. I feel stronger. That was a huge thing for me, because I'm not a very tall guy. I'm not a very big guy. And my goal when I came in was I want to be stronger. I want to be able to be to inspire my parents, to work out more and kind of focus on their health, and they really have. And they see my updates that I send them, and they're very proud of me. And it was a huge it's a huge change in my life, and it's something that I look forward to maintaining, because I know that in the long run it equals a healthier, happier Vijay. So
awesome. Vijay, very proud of you, buddy. You worked hard.
Thank you.
And thank you for following us here. Check out hitchfit.com if you want to be the next transformation like Vijay here. And if not, just live a very balanced and healthy lifestyle. Make the right choices day in, day out, and you will reach your goal. Thanks a lot.